So in terms of learning, and probably the most enjoyable part of that training for me was the neurobiology behind it. So I really enjoyed that, and actually how your body works and how bodies react. So that was probably the best part for me, and it's the only one that's touched on the neurobiology behind it. Other ones teach you about the actual trauma, but not how people are reacting to it and how people are dealing with it. So that's probably why I found that training so effective.
I suppose it's the materials with individuals that know what they're talking about and have worked in this line of work for a number of years, and their practice shows that and their therapies show that. But it was actually the case studies and the chatting and the reflection as to what these things could mean in practice. They're the things that really, to learn the stuff's one thing and learn the materials, but to actually think about it and put it into practice and reflect upon it is better. And that was helped by the way they ran the course, both last time and today.
When I first went on the training, I didn't realise how potentially unfriendly or traumatic our whole working environment could be for clients. One example might be the reception area. It really isn't kind of user friendly, and it could be quite traumatic for clients in that there's no posters, no distractions, there's no music in the background, there's no leaflets, so clients can be facing each other, all in quite in a tight environment. So went back to my office, discussed this with the managers and said we need to make this reception more user friendly. Leaflets have been put in the reception, posters have been put up on the walls for distractions, etc, etc.
So I felt the training changed my practice because it allowed me to have a think about the language that I was using in reports and assessments when I was working with the clients. What I found was that it kind of helped me understand why the people that I was working with behave the way that they behave, and also allowed them to kind of understand what's been going on for them in the past. So I thought it was a really empowering piece of training, both for myself and for the guys that I'm working with. I worked with a particular client and it was almost like a light bulb moment for him. It was almost like, oh my god, I cannot believe that I've been reacting like this all these years and I've had no idea why. And as soon as he linked like these reactions to day-to-day life, like constant hypertension was linked to past trauma, it was almost like, wow, I can't believe I can deal with that. And then the hard part was obviously starting to deal with the trauma. In particular, when I'm kind of feeding back a bit of work of when I'm using the kind of models that we're taught in the trauma-informed practice, I think clients kind of get a sense of reassurance that you can understand what's going on for them. And I have had a few interviews with guys where you get a sense of they understand that you kind of get them, you get what's going on for them. Would definitely recommend this training to other practitioners. It's been the best trauma training I have ever attended in terms of being able to put it into practice. A lot of the other trauma trainings has more been like an information gathering type thing, where it's taught me about what traumas are, what trauma is like, how people experience trauma, but this one actually teaches you how to practice in a trauma-informed way.
I think it should be opened up to every one of my colleagues, because it's not just specific social workers that need to be trauma informed. I believe it's everyone throughout the organisation that has direct work with the clients, so yeah, I think it should be recommended to all my colleagues.
Yeah, I would. I work in a prison and I work with individuals who are either professionals that have been involved in trauma themselves, or they work with individuals who are traumatised, and I think it's crucial that it's understood by many professionals in many areas, and I think that should be developed further, and I think this course and these facilitators would be able to do that, especially if they're creating their networks to support facilitation across local areas and local organisations such as the SPS and police perhaps as well.